Hello, replay viewers. We are in Arthur's lunch bar. So, I finally got a seat here at Arthur's. Let's see if I can perch you in this glass. Not quite. Possibly. No, that's not working. Okay. I was just trying to get a creative way to place you on the table. Maybe, just maybe. Not quite. Not quite. All right, I'm just gonna have to hold you one hand, but I have to look at the menu. So, I've only been in Montreal since 7 this morning. It is now 10 to 1 in the afternoon. Hello, Marcus. I'm back in Montreal. We're in Arthur's, which is a Jewish lunch place or breakfast place. It's called Arthur's Lunch Nosh Bar. Nosh is a way of eating, I guess. So my phone is very tiny, and I have to order something to eat. But it's very, very busy, so I think I can take my time. Anyways, it's good to see you. I forgot to bring my little tripod. Hey, Chris. Yes, thank you. You know, that Air Canada Executive Lounge pass that Nick gave me last night made all the difference. I finished off my time in the lounge with 12-year-old Singleton single malt and some really delicious chocolate chip cookies and a juice. Hi. I haven't. It's so small on my phone. I haven't. But and I'm almost. But like 2 minutes. Thank you. What kind of juice do you have?
I have an orange juice or grapefruit juice. It's freshly squeezed.
Okay, we'll go with the grapefruit juice.
This is a large or this is a small?
Le grand, s'il vous plaît. Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm trying to multitask. Yes, I was. And I've just successfully reinstated the hold. I mean, I canceled the hold on my mail because I had to stop mail, right? But the thing is, you never time it so that it starts when you arrive, because you could always arrive late and then you end up having mail sitting in your mailbox that could get wet and stolen or something. So the way that it was explained to me is just have a little more time just in case, and then cancel it when you arrive. So that's what I did today. So hopefully all of my backed up mail will arrive maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday. I haven't had grapefruit juice in forever. So I might go with the bagels and lox. I think I'll go for the bagels and lox. And yeah, because the bagels and lox is like a breakfast sandwich. No, I've had the bagels and lox before. I'm going to go for their breakfast sandwich, which is scrambled eggs, salami, American cheese, lettuce, mayo, served on challah. It's spelled Challah, and it's pronounced challah. It's egg loaf bread. True. but I've already had it here before, and I know. Well, Montreal bagels are really good, but I'm going to come back here and have the lox on another day. I'm going to give. I've never tried their breakfast sandwich before, and I feel like eggs anyway. So I went to the supermarket today and I bought green onions, parsley, little grape tomatoes for 99 cents, a little box. That's all I need. I bought some merguez. Merguez is a Spanish sausage. They're very spicy and it goes well with rice or well with couscous. So I might make couscous, I might make rice, I don't know yet. What else? I left a lot of snacks. Like I have 2 bags of potato chips. I have a whole box of Ritz crackers. I've got half a year's supply of cheddar cheese. I've got cream cheese. What else have I got? I've got a lot of coffee beans to grind. I made coffee today. I've got wedges of Parmesan to grate, you know, if I want to make pasta. But I think I'm going to want to make, I don't know, something. But, and also I want to eat some merguez because the merguez cooks perfectly in an air fryer, I found out. They cook out very lean in an air fryer. So it's just figuring out, do I want to make a particular couscous for my merguez? I kind of am tired, but the lounge last night made all the difference. There was like 3 kinds of pasta there, and there was a Mediterranean one with feta cheese, and there was a tomato one, and I even had nachos. They had like tri-colored tortilla chips, jalapenos, like it was all like the raw ingredients and sour cream. So I had that, and I had a Le Courvoisier, like a cognac, after my dinner. That really put me in a good mood. So on the plane, I think I actually did sleep without snoring. It's good because there was a lady sitting next to me. I think she would appreciate that. Yes, I know, but I'm relaxed today, and I think it helped when I went to Japan and I did the onsen and I soaked in the hot spring tub. That helped too, not really make the flights very arduous. Yes, and then after the cognac, I then had a really this much 12-year-old single malt, and it was very smooth, not too peaty and not smoky at all. So that was, yeah. Thank you, Nick. So there's that. So I've been putting all of my things in the bathtub to quarantine them, just in case. I don't think I have any stowaways, you know, like pests. But I think it's a good practice. Like when you do travel a long time, never bring your stuff back into your household without having a quarantine period. Because I should put everything in the laundry and in the dryer and stuff like that, and just properly process. Like, you know, I have a storage space that's not in my home, and I could move things like the luggage there for a duration. That's true. Freezing and thawing. It's not just cold weather. When insects freeze, they have the ability to hibernate, but if you thaw them out and then you freeze them again, they cannot create a substance called glycol, which helps not damage their internal organs. So they produce that one time when you freeze them, but if you thaw them and freeze them again, they're done, they're finished. And that's the technique that you can use to kill insects without using pesticides, just freezing and thawing and freezing. Yes, I'll have the breakfast sandwich.
a dit que les ananas, elle est vraiment folle. À chaque fois qu'on allait à la disquée, elle est comme, ouais, j'ai dû prendre des ananas. Elle a quel âge maintenant? Elle a peut-être.
So, look at how busy. I'm kind of tethered to my. Got a power pack. Sorry. So, look at how busy it is here. So, this is a great little place, and I'm glad to see it's very busy. It seems like it's always busy all year long. So it's good to see a particular concept, an idea, you know, because they're a unique menu. And Montreal's Jewish community isn't all that big, and you don't have to be Jewish to eat in a, you know, a Nosh restaurant. I don't know. I'm not sure. It could be people's day off. A bit of mix of both. Some people are working and then they're just here on their lunch because it is 1 o'clock. But then there are regulars. You know, they might live in the neighborhood and then they just love to come here because it's like a social thing. A goy, yes, a goy can enjoy Jewish food too. Exactly, a goyim, right? And bring your shiksa. It's snowing outside. I'm not sure if you can see from the window. Let me try and. Yeah, you can see the snow. And guess what? I got a parking spot right in front. I had to kind of do a U-turn in the street, but there weren't any cars in either way. So I was able to get the one spot just in front. So everything's, oh, my car. By the way, it's -1. So there was about that much snow on it. And it just, because it's so warm out, it just slid off the roof of the car and off the window. So that there wasn't any ice caked on it. And I didn't have like my wheels embedded in ice. And then I put my key in. It's a Toyota. Started right away. It hadn't been touched in 2.5 months. Started right away. And before I left, I filled it up to the top with gas, you know, because I knew if you're going to leave it there, better to have the gas tank full than empty. So I was able to do my errands, got my postal stuff, and then now I think I'm going to figure out, do I need to see my general practitioner to figure out what happened to my legs? Or just call the physiotherapist from the department of the super hospital and tell them I need to get a determination of what's going on. So I'll probably do that this afternoon, and then I'll probably have a good sleep, and then I'll probably make something to eat, and then maybe I will do a live stream about the things I bought in Asia and then have them all like a show and tell. It could happen tonight or it could happen tomorrow. Maybe I'm trying to do too many things. Guess what? Yesterday when I'm in Vancouver, a client texts me to say they hope I had a marvelous vacation and they can't wait to get in touch. Okay. Sounds like a plan, yes. You want to see the things, okay. And then today I got another client, another colleague. He does like a lot of built-in furniture, and sometimes he'll have like a situation where the built-in, it's not worth it to demolish it and then to reconstruct when it's just aesthetic problems. You know, from, let's say it got wet and it was made out of particle board, and certain parts got lumpy. I developed a technique where I can shave off the lumpy parts and then seal it with an epoxy, make a sort of a waterproof shell, and then just do a faux finish of whatever the surrounding woodwork or finish looks like, and that way you get to keep what's there minus the lumpy parts, and then all he has to do is make new doors, and then the client saves money and he doesn't have time to do, he's like beyond retirement age and he's still working. So it's nice when I get a call like that, because it's never like, oh, and you need to drop everything and you need to like commit. He understands that, you know, if we can tell the client, yes, we can take care of this, but it'll take time, and it's worthwhile for us to do it in our own time. Then it's a great working situation. So I have that lined up, and I just arrived today. So hopefully I won't be too swamped with projects, and I'll, have a chance to ease into things in a more controlled manner. So things are looking good. There's one other thing my sandwich. So thank you. So this is the breakfast sandwich. So yeah, the next time I come, I'll probably order the lox. Oh, the little munchkin fell down, but he's not crying. So anyway, let's see if I can arrange something with my situation here. How's this? Yes, hands-free. Yeah, poor little bastard. Exactly. Actually, he's a tough little kid. He wasn't phased at all. Okie dokie. Hola. Okay. And here's another thing. I have been here at least 5 times. Every time I've come in here, I've live streamed. Nobody has ever looked at me funny or said, maybe you shouldn't be doing that in a restaurant. Yes, he's from the Bronx. So I like the fact that they're cool about my live streaming, and they're not the owners, they're just staff, so they can't give permission or not, but they just don't give me any kind of static. It's delicious. So it's scrambled eggs in the challah. Yeah, no grief. Exactly. And it's quite hot. I mean, not burning the roof, because eggs don't get that hot. But I don't like cold eggs. Maybe. But, you also have to be mindful. Let's say you have clients and there's a Karen in the group. All it takes is one Karen to complain, and then they can't take a chance, And I walked by it's a government-run wine store, and these people are unionized, so you can't fire them even if they're bad at their job. And 2 or 3 years ago, I was live streaming, and I had gone often many times, and this one asshole civil servant with a guaranteed job waited for me to turn my camera around, and there was one of his colleagues was like stocking a shelf, and then he said, "Aha, you're filming my colleague. You need to leave, and you need to erase your live stream." I told him like hell I will, but I'll leave, you know. And he followed me almost out to the door. It was a thing. So you get assholes like that, and then it ruins it for everybody afterwards. So luckily nothing like that has happened here. Okay, Chris, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the well wishes, and it's good to be back. I'm hoping that winter won't be that long. You know, it's going to be over in a few days. Well, yeah, you're from a different country. So, a couple of weeks ago, I had an incident with Peter. I'm not sure what the problem was, but he was being opinionated about something, and for whatever reason, I wasn't in agreement with his opinion, and so he decided to block me. Would be fine. So I haven't seen or heard of Peter in about 3 weeks because he's having one of his episodes. Like you're saying, you know, he gets argumentative, and if you don't agree with him, you're you're persona non grata. So luckily, it works in my favor. Now I'm persona non grata. Exactly. Exactly. Sometimes it takes 2 years. Which is what happened last time. Quite a delicious sandwich. Either way, there'll be something else that you can take to the bank. I bought these glasses in Hanoi. I looked at several pairs, and these were the first ones I tried on. Then they were also the least expensive. They ended up costing under $30 US. And I went shopping the same day for another completely rimless, very just minimal glasses, similar kind of frame like this, and they ended up being about 100. It was delicious. Thank you. No, I'm gonna try and finish my grapefruit juice, and then thanks. So yes. So I'm thinking I might get on the phone. Whoops. I might get on the phone and see if I can get some action with my tendons in my legs of both quads, and hopefully I can get some kind of answer as to why this happened and what do I need to do to repair it and or put an end to any recurring problems, because it's concerning me. Yeah, I don't need reading glasses. These are see far for driving and whatever. When I read, I just read like this, or I take them off. Right. The second place I went to, actually, there was a really good technician who had very, very sophisticated equipment, and so I was able to get my, my up-to-date prescription very precisely tuned to what what I needed. So I'm very happy about that. Luckily, I don't need reading glasses. So, I think I can manage. Like, when I went away, I turned down my thermostats to 15 degrees Celsius. So it was a bit chilly in the house. But, you can easily turn up your thermostats, no problem. But my router and my modem went offline and they never reset themselves. So that was because I have like cameras and things that I was able to see by remote, but I couldn't do it after a certain while when it stopped resetting. So I was completely in the dark, as to what was going on, but absolutely nothing went on while I was away. So thank God for that, because I didn't want to come home to find out that I had been burglarized while I was away and not know about it until the very last moment, and you're sleep deprived and you're thinking, oh, now I have to deal with this, and I just want to go and sleep, So there's that. So now I have like fresh milk and fresh vegetables and a lot of snacks. I think I really set myself up. I didn't have a lot of housework to do because I did a major cleanup before leaving, and then I made sure like I had a lot of fun food in the house, just in case the car was under ice or something and I couldn't get out. So yeah, things are going pretty good. And then now I have my taxes to do. So it generally takes me a day to get all of my receipts and my financial statement prepared for what my expenses were for the year. And I bring that to my accountant, and then he does the rest. So I have about 1 day of work just to prepare everything for my accountant, and I could do that in the next couple of weeks, because our taxes are due at the end of April. So we're the month of March, so I like to get them done early. So maybe in a week or two, I'll have last year's taxes out of the way, and I don't have any other like, oh my god, I need to do this in the last minute. So I'm very well organized these last couple of years, so I like it like that. it's advantageous when you actually just follow a routine and you don't let things slide. Well, the thing is that when you unplug your internet service provider modem, it resets itself. Same thing with the router, it resets itself. So, and then I think they should kind of like reset themselves, just like, you know, when you have a power outage, it seems to do it all by itself. So it might have been a power outage, and then I don't know what happened, but it's the first time it's ever happened where it was out for a month and a half, and it never reset itself. So I'm not sure if there's something I could have done differently that you can reset by remote. Yeah, exactly. Yes. So right now I just need to focus on if I need physiotherapy, if I need to maybe plan into going back to the gym and doing like a proper prescribed, you know, strengthening exercises, so that if I'm having a long-term or chronic problem, that I can maybe you know, strengthen something that needs strengthening. That obviously, so I have lost strength to actually get myself out of chairs or to sit in chairs because it's painful and it's completely foreign to me. I've never had anything ever like this, so it's just like a big question mark. Why now? You know? So I need to get to the bottom of it and take it very seriously, in the hopes that it was just something, and I just need to do this, that, and the other thing, and put it behind me. So that's what I need to focus on at the moment. And I might have some kind of legal stuff that should have been like in the past, like more than 5 years ago. And yet somebody that loves playing like the last minute deadline where you can legally do something is playing a game with me. And I need to look into what's going on. And how can I avoid getting into a situation where I'm going to have to give money to a lawyer, you know, because you never want to have to give money to a lawyer. But I know I'm not in any kind of danger. But the thing is that there are people that, yes, we all. I'm sorry, lawyers, but I don't really like the idea of you guys making money off of other people's situations. You know, get another job. I don't know. Anyway, so that's a little project that hopefully it'll just kind of go away, because I know that everything got put to bed, as it were, and then somehow I got a call from this agency that says, oh no, we have this thing from so many years ago, and they just got it under the wire. So, you know, anyway, I need to educate myself as to, is this something I should take seriously, and how do I minimize the aggravation that it could possibly have in store for me. Exactly. I have a younger brother who has given so much of his money to lawyers trying to protect what is his, in terms of visitation rights, in terms of parental alienation, in terms of you know, an ex-wife can be a really well, some ex-wives, I guess, are worse than others, but yeah, my brother's ex-wife is somebody who really created a lot of difficulties over the decades, and it costs a lot of money. May she rot in hell. So yeah, that's all I have going on at the moment, and so yeah, maybe either tonight or tomorrow I'll do a little show and tell of the things that I brought back from Asia. Well, that's nice. You can get legal advice. There are ways of getting around it. Like, let's say if on paper you look like you don't earn much money, you are in fact entitled to go seek out free legal advice from agencies that are there to provide free legal advice. Except that they're not going to argue your case for you, but they can kind of give you the roadmap of where you are, whatever you have in front of you could mean. And like I said, if you're a student and you have a legal trouble, you can make use of these agencies. Or if you're a person that can demonstrate, oh, by the way, I only earn so much a year and I need free legal advice. So there are ways of getting that. Or like you're saying, you have a friend who's a judge and they can tell you, this is trouble, or you need to do this, that, or the other thing, or, so yes. The point is that you don't want to get involved. You don't want lawyers to get involved because it's expensive no matter what. So best not be in trouble with people in the legal realm, because lawyers have a way of enriching themselves. It's just the way things are. But I'm not concerned, because going back those 5 years, everything was answered and processed, and nothing's changed. So I'll be very curious to find out what's going on, and I'll be very annoyed if somebody's able to play the system because they have money and that's what they do. So it's to be determined, but I don't like to talk about things of this nature. I'm being very general in that this is stuff that's happening, and it's kind of like a surprise, and hopefully it'll just disappear, because that's where it passed. So this is Arthur's family, and he passed away, and his it's either his daughter who made this restaurant in memory of her dad, and the breakfast, I guess, it was like a family thing where breakfast is considered like a sacred family ritual. And I like the idea of that, because you can see it's a success. People love it here. Wait, a rich man is nothing but a poor man with money. I guess you could say that, yes. You can be a poor man with money, that would make you a rich man. Or, no, a rich man is nothing but a poor man with money. So I guess difference is that how long can you hold on to your money? Not long. So yes, now I think I need to go home and see if I can either make something happen with getting a diagnosis as to what's going on with my legs, or getting an appointment. And then I'm going to have a well-deserved nap in my own bed. and maybe I'll only need like 4 hours of very good quality sleep, and then I can do some more work for a couple hours and then do another couple hours of sleep. That tends to work well for me. It is a nice place. Like, that's what it looks like in the front on the street. Well, I have them on a regular basis. Like, I have a general practitioner who does all my blood work for cholesterol and high blood pressure and things of that nature. But of course they'll do anything depending on what. If you're presenting symptoms of some kind, it'll determine the kind of blood tests that you're being tested for. So it's not that. It's a real, like a mechanical, muscular thing where the tendons attached to the bone, I think, is where this issue happened. And is it a function of I happen to be very dehydrated on that particular day, and then this particular kind of strain on the muscle, like kind of tripping down a staircase, was enough to cause this? I'm not exactly sure, but it wasn't. It was identical things on different, like a whole month apart, in the same parts of the legs, and that's very, very peculiar to me. But they're still inflamed, like they're not bruised, but in around the knee, which is not where it happened. It happened about 4 inches above the knee, but then it kind of migrates down, and there's like a swelling around the knee, and the knee gets stiff, and it's been over a month. It's been since the first one happened January 15th, so it's been a month and a half, and that was the only thing that I can think of that was a contributing factor, and the fact that I'm a very old son of a bitch and don't know it yet. So it might just be those two things. I'm not sure, but hopefully, if it's a question of I might need to rehabilitate, the damage that's there, and then do strengthening exercises so that it doesn't repeat itself, and remember to drink. I'm hopeful that's all it's going to be, because I need my legs. It is, and it's I've never had anything in my entire life, so that's why I'm a little bit like, why now? I don't know. So I like the kitchen, the way it's set up, and the people that work here are very, like, you can tell they're happy in their job, that it's not just a job and they punch in and they punch out, but there's more to it than that. Like, there's a chef there and she's like dancing and bopping. Who does that at the workplace, right? So yes, I'm gonna show you again. It's snowing. Yeah, exactly. It has a vibe. It has a nice vibe. So outside, you can see it's snowing, and everybody's inside, nice and warm, and eating great food, as it should be. I assume Finland has like places and a vibe like that too, like a little town or a little village where all the people have a favorite place that they like to go and meet. Oh, okay. I see. I didn't know. So, yeah, I haven't had this grapefruit juice. You can only sip a little bit at a time because it's quite strong. So yes, I need to See, because I've been sitting down for about an hour, and now I need to stretch my legs and walk around a bit. You were in one? In a small medieval town? Yeah, I understand. I get it. With a pleasant vibe. Sure. Well, the advantage, I guess, is you have a lot of seafood available to you, because Finland is not landlocked. I don't know if they have as much seafood as Norway or Sweden does, but you have all of that Arctic, all those wonderful fish that you can get up in the Arctic. It's very healthy and good to eat. So obviously it's going to make really good sushi. So yes. Oh, lakes, right. So you have lake trout. When I was much younger, there were rivers and lakes where you could actually just with a fishing pole go and fish for trout, and you would get trout like this. It would get gutted and then it would be for dinner. As a young kid, I remember often eating trout that we had caught from local lakes up north. Trout, pike, not salmon. We don't have salmon here, but we do have trout, pike, other types of fish. Right. Yeah, that West Coast they have a different. They got a lot of salmon and other kinds of fish products. Stephen, yes, I'm in Arthur's. I'm in Arthur's, which is like a Nosh bar. It's like a traditional Jewish breakfast and lunch place. And as you can see, people love working here and people love eating here. And it's snowing outside. And my car only had a bit of snow, and it just kind of slid right off. And it started no problem. And I was able to get my hold on my mail canceled because I bought extra time, because that's what they recommended I do. And then they said, when you come back, you just come in and give us your your number, and then you can cancel it. So it'll resume. Your mail will resume like the following day or the day after. I'm sure you do. So yes, I was very fortunate that Nick, our good friend Nick, gave me a QR code to the Air Canada lounge. Everything's available there. All the food, like a well-appointed bar, a really well-appointed bar. Wine, beer on tap, just anything. And I spent maybe 4 hours in there eating and drinking. I had cognac, I had single malt Scotch whiskey, I had juices, I had chocolate chip cookies, I had nachos, I had 3 kinds of pasta. It was great. I was ready. I think I actually fell asleep on the plane for a little while. It was unexpected, but at the perfect time, because when I arrived in Montreal at 7 in the morning, I'm not knackered at all. I was able to reactivate a whole bunch of things that I had set up for when I come back. But when you set something up like 2.5 months ago, you're saying, well, where did I put that piece of paper? Like I should have had it in a place where I need to find it. Luckily, I had a photograph of that piece of paper I needed, and that was all that I needed. So yeah, I went shopping for fresh vegetables, milk, and it's in my car. Oh, I went to a bakery and I bought a beautiful baguette and a nut loaf that I had them slice. So I'm going to put that in the freezer right away when I go home. Yes, that's the one I went to. My friend Nick had a guest code, and I was in. Downey Live made a video about. Okay, it's really nice. There's one in the. There's the same one in. Same. It has the same name in the Montreal airport. I don't know if it's as nice as the one in Vancouver, but every single table was taken. I only had to wait 2 minutes, like in the entrance, for somebody to leave, and then I was in. And luckily, I was able to get a little table like this one, just for me, with a nice view. And then I had my rucksack in my bag in a spare chair, and I just left it there, and I kept coming back and walking. The only thing is that they had the showers under renovation since COVID, and they've never reinstalled them. I would have liked to have had taken a shower after my dinner, but it's okay. I was feeling pretty good anyway. But yeah, I really liked their lounge. I think you really, if you can travel and have a lounge experience, especially after a very long bout of traveling, it's the best situation. That and having a Japanese hot spring bath also was a positive in putting an end to my travels. And that's why when I was arrived in Montreal today, I was not sad at all of the fact that my travels are over, and I wasn't happy to be back in Montreal because I was tired of traveling. I enjoyed all the traveling I did, but I'm ready to be back, and luckily there's no problems waiting for me to go, oh my God, So everything's looking good. I know, but they were under renovations, and it could be because of COVID, but they weren't didn't look like they're going to be ready anytime soon. But it's part of the concept that you should be able to take a shower if you want one.
When you put it like that,
not in this one. They were just like very nice leather couches and off little corners, and you could probably lean in, but nothing where you can go horizontal. But I've seen places where you do have special rooms in Doha. Doha had a lot of lounge rooms where you have a lot of people, and you have prayer rooms, and you have Doha Airport is very well equipped like that, but not in Vancouver, not Montreal. I don't know if the Tokyo Airport had that. I didn't really stay in there too long. I was more interested in getting out of the Narita Airport than staying in. It's possible that Narita has a napping place. And it's possible that the airport has one, but I didn't really look into that. Anyway, now I guess so. You're saying you see like some tables have left, so maybe they were people that were working, and they just had enough time to come here for lunch. So those empty tables are not being replaced. It is, but you have to leave it in terms of a nice place to return to, yes. I've left it many times, and I have to say I always have a really nice appreciation, a better perspective of what it is I like and appreciate about Montreal as a city, and as being a Montrealer, how I identify as a Montrealer more than as a Quebecois or as a Canadian. Nice. Yes, that is a bonus, because you really do need to get, good quality sleep anywhere you can. Because I hate myself when I'm sleep deprived. I'm just not right at all when I'm sleep deprived. So if it means, hey, give the person the ability to lie down, even if it's for a good quality 20 minutes or a half hour, it can make a big difference. If you must. I remember I fell asleep in Belgrade when it was Yugoslavia, and I had some chairs, and there was a special way that you curved yourself. You could actually sit, or you could lie down, and then I was woken up by some women speaking in French Canadian, and I'm going, wait a minute, there's something wrong here. Why am I hearing French Canadian in Belgrade, Yugoslavia? So I cut Bell off. I had a landline that was costing more than $50 a month, and I threatened to cut them, and then they said, "Oh, you're a preferred client. Maybe we can make a special deal." So they made a deal. They cut $20 off of my monthly, cost, and then they said, "Well, you're going to have to renegotiate this after a year." And what happened is that I ended up buying a second iPhone, and then I got a kind of like a special package that was $20 less than what Bell Canada was providing me with the landline. So I said, "Bell, bye-bye." And they keep calling me to try to get me to, I don't know what. I don't answer them. I don't listen to their calls. I could care less. Bell, you can rot in hell for all I care. You're gone. You're history. I know. We're very badly treated by our telephone, because there are 3 companies, and cell plans are very expensive. It's really hard to get an affordable phone plan in Canada. And you would be surprised what it costs you in Vietnam for a plan. Yes, because they can't survive. The people are cutting them off and getting like more affordable plans, and they mail you extremely glossy and very highly produced. Can I have the highly produced, like mailable stuff? But they stopped sending you paper invoices, right? Because they're saving the planet. So they're goddamn hypocrites is what they are, and may they rot in hell. So I should put a call block on them. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to block that call. Hi, can I pay with, yes. Okay. And where is the yes? Oh, the yes is here? Okay. Done. I love my watch. Thank you. Thank you. So I gave her an 18% tip, because the minimum is 15, and I figured she was entitled to more than 15 because of the service. And there's a lot of people I don't know if Steven's one of them, but a lot of Americans would ask me, well, aren't you going to tip? And I keep emphasizing, there is no tipping in Asia. There is no tipping in Asia. But in North America, yes. In Europe, yes. It's part of the culture. So the minimum is 15%. So, 18.5%, something like that, when somebody does good, and then you can go even higher. But in Asia, you don't tip because you ruin it for everybody. I have spoken. So I had an enjoyable live stream here. Now I need to get up, and I have my coat that's hanging on the other side. Let's see if we can wander outside the street. I'll show you how we park here in Canada. Okay. Yeah, so there is pain in both my lower quads that shouldn't be there, and I want to get to the bottom of it. So I think I better get on the phone today before I take my nap and get something underway. Yeah, yes, it's nearby. I don't want to give too much personal information, Stephen. You never know who's going to dox you and for whatever reason. So try not to ask those kind of questions, that like get a little too close. So I'm not going to give you specific answers to that. So of course I found my down parka today. So we're having this conversation once. I don't think we need to have it again. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's certain safeguards a person needs to ensure because, as we all know, the internet, there are a lot of assholes that lurk on the internet. No, don't be sorry. Be informed. And especially, if you're a live streamer, you could be making yourself vulnerable to unwanted attention. And I'm not saying it's coming from you, but people who happen to benefit from questions that you might have asked. So you always need underlying things that you volunteer about yourself. You need to have a certain amount of buffer so that you can keep things private, because those certain specific informations really don't need to be known. So yes, in general terms, yes, but we're not going to be more specific than that. Yeah. So I hate hoodies, but it's necessary in this weather. God, I hate hoodies. Okay. So I got my satchel, and now we're gonna go to. Also, sitting in my car is gonna be awkward because of the quad thing. Anyway, let me. Oh, you know what? You apparently you cannot change from landscape to portrait on Prism. So now I have to find out where I put my keys. I found them. Exactly. It's just the way of the world. So the point is, sometimes people forget that. Some people aren't really, I never really gave it much thought. So this is my opportunity to make it clear that I have limitations, as anybody who's live streaming should, and we kind of know, and we don't step in things. Okay. So you see, there's where I'm parked. Great little spot. And of course we have to navigate this crap here. This is what I came back to. Welcome back, right? Slushy.